there's the nodal cord. This is actually the neural groove. Because see, the groove is open. That's what you've got labeled on your first 12 weeks of development in figure 29.7, and they show you an EM, and it's showing you the axis of the future spinal cord. That's what that is the neural groove. 1089. So what's all this stuff that's staining then, since we oriented ourselves?
Yolk.
It's yolk. So this is yolk sac. All of this stuff that's all dark is yolk sac out here, and the animal's sitting on top of it. Okay. Let me put up a... So what is this?
The head.
That's the head. What are these bumps? That's the neural tube, but then right now it's the notochord because it's closed by now. This is now primitive brain, basically, because you remember how you have different sections of your brain. So this is part of your brain, part of the brain that's going to form. Here's another part, and then this part's going to form the cerebrum. Okay.
Would you be asking us that kind of question? Okay.
I would ask you that if you were in my 232 class, but not in this class.
Did we change perspective in this slide?
No. And so we're still looking top down because if you look, if I pan around, you can still see the yolk all around it. See? You're still looking top down. Okay. You can see definite tail. Definite tail.
So it looks like it's curving towards us.
Definite head. I happen to know that there's a bend that goes like this, and so that's kind of where you can tell if you look really hard at it that this part is coming out towards us, and so that's why I'm saying top down.
Top down.
Yeah. And that these are somites. See all these beautiful somites, how square they wind up getting? And then down here you can see it. Notice the neural tube is not closed at the bottom yet. The head closes before the tail closes. Which is if you get weirdness in head folding, you can have brain problems, right? Because those brain ventricles don't form the right way because the brain lobes don't form the right way. But then if you don't get tail closure down here, that's how you can get stuff like spina bifida. It's actually pretty common that everybody has one or two vertebrae that don't close entirely because of somite development, but most people it's like benign, so you don't notice it ever because it's not a pathology because you live your life just fine.
So does the notochord disintegrate and then turn into the cartilage between your vertebrae, basically the fulvus, right?
That's kind of a complex question. I can show you that later.
But I mean, at this point, is this still notochord? I mean, for everything we're going to look at, this is still going to be a notochord.
There's notochord there. There's neural tube there, both. And then the notochord is going to form some.
Like, would this be
structures.
like? Would the light part be the notochord, and then the dark part next to the somites be the neural tube?
I think that I think what you're seeing with the light part is honestly the gap in the neural tube, because notice it continues all the way up into the brain, into the primitive brain.
So it still hasn't closed, right?
It's closed at the top. It's not closed at the bottom. And see, now it's starting to turn, so this is when it's starting to fold to kind of make that, start the gut and the heart development and stuff like this, and so that's part of what you're seeing here. You can see that the eye has started to form. See, I. This is more of a cross section, but it's kind of twisted up. Because see, you can see that the stomites on, you're seeing definite, like, what looks like stomites that are going to form vertebrae. You can see the definite inside of the neural tube.
What age is it?
This is 48 hours.
So is that node going to be at the tail then?
But notice the tail is now closed too, by the way. What node?
Vincent's node.
Oh, no, because there's a different one that forms, that has to do with the very beginning, like where the neural tube forms and the notochord forms. Is that the node that you're talking about?
No, it's just on this diagram.
Vincent's node.
It's what you get for using the internet all the time.
You don't need to know
Unlimited
that,
information.
but yeah, there's another node that like basically starts the neural tube.
Okay. Yeah,